Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov.
This one very much surprised me. This I see a lot of people say, this is old Paulo Costa's back. I don't know, dude. This looks like a different Paulo Costa to me. This doesn't look like Paulo. If we're talking about the eraser where he's going through smashing everybody in his first couple fights, and
This is a more
that's Paulo
calculated
Costa.
Paulo Costa.
That's Paulo Costa version one, and then we got the post Izzy Paulo, which is I guess version two, which was pretty bad. And then for a few fights, and then he was like after that Strickland fight, he's like, I'm never fighting like that again. You have my
Yeah,
fucking word. And then now we got this isn't we're not back to Paulo version one. This is Paulo version three. He looks
yeah.
very he fought smart too. It wasn't just berserker mode. He fought smart against a
No, the
tricky guy
power
like
is there,
Kopylov.
speed is there, but I love how he
Mhm.
really mixes shots up, man.
Bro, the
He did
body
such a
kicks.
good job.
The body kick, Kopylov is tough as nails, man. He ate
Yeah,
so many baseball bats to his ribs. I don't know how he did that. And to your point too, even the cross to the body that Paulo was
yep.
landing, very good and very dangerous against a counter striker like Kopylov. A lot of times you throw straights to the body almost as bait to get them to counter so that you can then counter their counter. And if you're fighting a counter striker, going to the body is a little dangerous with punches. Kopylov couldn't even touch him for the first two rounds.
And he was doing this thing too where like it's almost like he's throwing an overhand right, and
Mhm.
Kopylov would go with the high guard, and then he would go straight down to the
Fucking
sternum.
spear him, dude.
Straight down to the sternum. And you saw a
Yeah.
few of those kind of make Kopylov wince, but I thought that
Mhm.
that was a very smart approach
Very
from
good. And
Costa as
one
well.
thing that you can really see play out in this, if people are interested in open stance matchups, hey, shout out Ghost, thanks for joining. Um,
What up,
but
Ghost?
if people are, this shot right here is slipping. When you have open stance, the jab is not quite as effective as it would be in a closed stance matchup, just because the lane is a little different. You almost have to like jab past their lead shoulder. But the rear hand, the power hand is open. That lane is open. So for Kopylov to be, this is just kind of the epitome, or one of the nuances of the open stance matchup is slipping the jab to land your right straight because if you're orthodox, because that lane is there, the lane isn't quite there for the jab, you can slip it a little bit easier, and then you can just throw that piston down the middle. And twice Costa had Kopylov hurt bad with
Yeah.
his straight off of a slip on the jab. Very cool to see because you don't think of Paulo as like a, I'm not going to say he was like the most nuanced in this fight or anything like that, but compared to what we have seen from him, this was leagues above, I thought. Leagues
Yeah.
above.
And you had mentioned there's a version of Paulo after the Adesanya fight. Going up to the Adesanya fight, he was undefeated. So
Yes.
like people forget, like his record is only 15-4 right now.
Yeah, it's really the problem is like if you look at if when you start looking into like those fights, it like actually looking at the fights, not just like who it was or uh like it's not just names, right? There's like okay, Johnny Hendricks. All right. Like that. Of
By the way,
course he
Johnny
smashed Johnny
Hendricks,
Hendricks.
now he's an officer over here on this side of Texas.
Yeah, watch out. We don't
Yeah,
need
yeah, yeah. A little bit of CT, but it's okay, dude. Just don't mess with him.
Yeah, yeah. You might see flashbacks, dude. Uh, yeah, and Ghost says you should still jab in open stance matchups because it controls rhythm. That's something that's misunderstood about open stance matchups. You can still jab, but it's not to land, but to control. Yeah, and that's
Mm,
what I mean. Like it's not. That's a good clarification. Like obviously, jab is still important, and there's plenty of times where you see open stance matchups where the jab is. And actually, in the main event, the southpaw jab from Dustin was actually working very well as the fight moved on, even though it was an open stance matchup. Um, and you can use the jab to also establish or work off of like lead hand fighting in the open stance matchup. So it is important, but it is also, and here's a picture of the jab landing on Paulo Costa, right? But it is something that you can take advantage of with your rear hand if someone's just jabbing to land and there's no real methodology to it. And Kopylov looked kind of lost in the first what 8 minutes
it
of this
just
fight.
wasn't the fight he expected.
Yeah, I mean, he just looked like I don't even know what to do. He never got set. He never, and as the fight went on, obviously he started landing and stuff, but
Hey,
he
Costa's still
really
on
didn't
the
get
secret
going.
juice, huh?
Dude, he's got a chin, man.
He does.
He's got a
He
chin. Remember
does.
that the Yoel Romero fight, dude?
Oh
That
yeah,
fight was
that
fucking
was
awesome,
amazing.
dude.
That was amazing.
So
Just
good.
bleed gods, man. Look at him, his little
Yeah,
crazy antics, sticking his tongue out once he actually got clipped. He
yeah.
kept on
I
telling
mean,
him
he's
to
a
bring
dog.
it too. There was another fighter on the card that kept on saying to bring it. We'll talk about that one later. But
Yeah,
that was it, I think, for the Costa fight. Props to
definitely.
Costa. I think he was ranked 13th in this one. Kopylov was 14th. So we'll see what's next. But they got to give him somebody that's ranked higher now, I think. Hey, everybody. Romero and Will here. Thank you for watching that short clip. Just so you know, that was a small excerpt from what we covered this last Sunday. Right, Will?
Yeah, we cover the entire event every weekend. So this was just a cutout from the live stream that we did. The link to that live stream is in the description. So if you want to hear about the other fights that night, it's down below in the description. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell because we go live every Sunday to cover events. And if you do that, you'll know for next week and you can tune in and be in the chat and get featured on the show just like everybody else was on this clip.
We hope to chat with you live.